today. I am Miss Melons, your DM. We are beginning our um, first week of ICEWIND DALE Rime of the Frost Maiden. We are joined today um, by Benito playing Merrick Higglroar, Jesse playing Korgash the Icebound, Amanda playing Irsha Feanor, and Connor playing Kakri Outdoorsman. Um, so I think we're just going to kind of jump right in. Our adventurers are traveling on the road on their way to Icewind Dale and the 10 towns. So, let me. Okay. Ah. All right. Um. So I'd like to hear how our characters ended up on the way to 10 towns and what brings them out this way. Let's start with um, Ursha.
Um, I'm looking for new things to get my sticky little fingers on. It looked good enough to travel with.
Go ahead and describe your character for everybody.
Um, Ersha is a elf rogue. She's I think it's a moon elf is what I was looking at. So pale skin, dark hair, kind of grayish eyes. She is always looking for something new or valuable to take home with her. And yeah, that's pretty much her in a nutshell.
Okay. And we'll go on to Kakri.
Hi, everybody. My name is Connor Stope. I am playing Kikri in this campaign. Kikri's pronouns are he, him, and I'm really excited to bring an outdoorsy quality to this group. Kikri is actually he's resided in the 10 towns for the last couple of years, but he's lived on the outskirts of East Haven and hasn't spent a lot of time interacting with people. But he is willing to take job for anybody that's traveling along the road from Luskin to East Haven and the other 10 towns. He'll go along with he'll help safely ferry people back and forth between those two locations along the main road. Kikri is a reclusive figure, doesn't really speak too much, walks with an unusual limp, always seems rather bundled up, and perhaps isn't the friendliest person to talk to. While Kikri is a Aarakocra with a noticeably seagull-like appearance, when he's around others, he bundles and conceals his appearance quite a bit, perhaps like he doesn't want to be seen for who he is.
Okay, on to Merrick.
Merrick is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, pale-skinned, face-painted member of the Higglestork clan. He is of the offshoot Higgle Roars, which are usually defenders and so forth. He was chosen for this job. He took it as an honor. He wanted to do this job, even though he is very inexperienced. So, to prove his worth, he had to fight a brown bear, one-on-one to the death. He successfully won, and now that is one of the pelts he wears in his warm gear, and he wears it proudly. He hates stereotypes, especially in general when people are classified as, well, that guy, he's a fighter, or that guy, he's a magic user. He doesn't believe in that. He believes certain people have certain skills that don't need to be put into a box. And most important to him, with his belief in Yandola, is that everyone deserves protecting except for the wicked. You know, the downtrodden, no matter what, who they are, the weakest people need the most protection.
Okay, and Korgash.
Korgash is he's a half orc that looks more orc than the other half of his lineage. He is 6'8", about 290 pounds. He's got two long swords on his sides. Currently wearing chainmail because he can't afford better yet. And his eyes are just haunted. Like he doesn't speak much, and when he does, he's kind of gruff to the point. And what you know what the other characters would have noticed about him while traveling is he's got habits that he sticks to, and he doesn't alter from his habits. He always takes the last watch. He's always kind of like looking over his shoulder. It's like he feels like there's something in him that's evil and is trying to get out, and he's doing his best to keep it in.
Okay. So our characters are traveling from, well, some of our characters are traveling from the town of Luskin to the 10 towns themselves. And we'll meet up with Kukri on the outskirts of
Mel,
ICEWIND.
Mel, I would actually take the paying job of transporting, like they might be traveling along that road, and my character goes back and forth. That's a way he makes money,
Okay.
is traveling that road back and forth, helping people get there to wherever they're going safely.
All right. Okay. So Icewind Dale has become trapped in perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold, rain is king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Arul the Frost Maiden, the god of winter's wrath. The simmering aura that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop off in caravans coming from the south and travel between the settlements is this never ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town has resolved to appease the Frost Maiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and in the spirit of heroes who have come before, leave one's mark on the frigid, blighted land. Um, so as Kukri is the only 10 towner. He will have more knowledge about the towns than the rest of you. And as he stated, he is offering to be your guide while you're on this wandering adventure that you find yourself partaking in. And you guys find yourself. What on earth? My mouse is very slow today. Okay. Let's see where we're at.
Your assistance and willingness to be our guide is much appreciated.
Okay.
Just keep the coin coming. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Right. All right. So you guys find yourselves in the town, the very edges of the town. Da-da-da-da. Why does this not? Oh, so slow. Okay. So you guys find yourselves in East Haven. I've went ahead and popped up the map for you there. Um, and Connor, since you know the town so well, if you want to go ahead and point out where you guys would be on there.
So this is where I live. It's I live in the outskirts. Really, I don't tarry much inside the city, but it is a grand place to go if you need supplies. We would be traveling in along likely this road right here. I will ping it for you.
Ah,
The East Haven is located on a narrow strip of land between two of the greatest of the lakes that the 10 towns reside in. And it's the first stop along the road from Luskin. All food, all goods that come from outside of the 10 towns travel along the road that we travel along now. East Haven is quite prosperous as a result, and you find that there are many caravans that come and go from here, and boats that travel along the lakes to the other towns.
Good to know.
The city also boasts, if I remember correctly, walls, which is unusual for the 10 towns.
yes. Walking into East Haven is like stepping into ICEWIND Dale's past. The place is a living example of the boomtown way of life that gripped all of 10 towns centuries ago. Um, it is a trader's paradise. One of the larger, if not the largest town of the 10 towns. Um, let's see. The founders of East Haven were thieves from the Duchy of Cape Belen on a peninsula far to the south. To this day, East Haven honors its shady founders by declaring pickpocketing legal within the town's limits.
Yes. Sorry.
Um, which explains the watch thy pouch signs posted in various local establishments. Okay. All right. So, just another gruesome day in 10 towns. Howling wind, bitter cold, foul tempers, and snowdrifts big enough to bury a herd of moose. But today, the local tavern is abuzz with the news about a series of recent killings. Before the murders, the only question on everyone's mind was, will Summer ever return to Icewind Dale? Now, the question is, will I be the killer's next victim? Nothing breeds fear and paranoia like a murderer with no face. 3 cold-blooded murders have been committed in the past month. A halfling trapper in East Haven, a human shipbuilder in Targos, and 3 days ago, a dwarf glass blower in Bryn Shander. Each victim was found with a dagger of ice through the heart. What's the connection? The drunken lot huddled in the tavern offers no credible ideas, but sitting apart from them is an elderly shield dwarf with a nasty scar across her nose who looks like she has something worth knowing. She's been smoking her pipe and eyeing you ever since you walked in. So you guys are starting out in a
Murder mystery.
yeah, a murder mystery in the White Lady Inn.
White Lady Inn.
Yes. I'm trying to see if I can pull up a map for that for you, but
Higglroar. I think she fancies you.
Wait, did you say Higglroar? I'm sorry.
Higglroar. Higglroar. I think she fancies you.
Perhaps. She looks like a hardened warrior, and she looks like she may be knowledgeable about what people are talking about. I don't know about the rest of you, but I think I'm going to take a seat beside her.
Well, before you go, fluff up your feathers. Put on your best.
I'll kind of rustle off the snow and hike up my brown bear hide cloak as I move towards her.
Then I lean into earshot and I say, "This should be good."
I love it.
Okay, so may I please sit here?
Of course.
What are you drinking?
Mead.
Decent here.
As well as can be expected.
I'll try to signal a bartender to get me one as well.
Okay. Doesn't take you too long. You're able to get a barkeep to bring you a bottle of or a stein of mead.
So, I couldn't help but notice it seems like a lot of people here are talking about 3 murders as of recent. And I saw you looking our way, and you look like you might know a little more than the rest.
Well, I've been investigating a little bit. It seems like no one else, not even the Council of Speakers, can be bothered with the spree of murders.
Probably too worried about filling their pouches rather than saving their own people.
Kikri leans over to earshot and says, five golden dragons. She shoots him down.
I'll match that. I'm watching intently because this is fun.
Koryax is watching intently because he doesn't trust newer people. He trusts his traveling companions because he's been traveling with them since Luskin or wherever. But like everybody else in the bar, he's just kind of keeping his eye out
Okay.
and listening into the conversations.
Oh, by the way, how rude of me. My name's Merrick Higglroar. And yours?
Oh, Lynn Trollbane.
Lynn Trobane?
Trollbane.
Trollbane. Gotcha.
If you're writing it down, HLIN.
Ooh, I didn't misspell it.
Yep. Lynn Trollbane.
Lynn. Lynn.
Yep, Lynn. Okay.
Well, Madam Trollbane. What have you found out so far, if you don't mind me asking?
I have a suspect in mind. I think it is Suffolk.
Suffolk.
Yes, Suffolk. Suffolk Caltro. Um, Suffolk Cultro works for a small traveling merchant company called Torx, owned and operated by a shady dwarf named Torga Icevein. In other words, Suffolk gets around. He's charming, makes friends easily. He's also Torga's bodyguard, so I'm guessing he's good with a blade.
Hmm.
Um, his victims come from only the three towns that sacrifice people to the Frost Maiden on nights of the new moon. This is what passes for civilized behavior in Icewind Dale. Maybe the victims found a way to keep their names out of the drawings, and Suffolk found out they were cheating, so he killed them. Maybe, just maybe, Suffolk is doing the Frost Maiden's work.
Well, obviously, these towns have gone into a mighty pit of despair to go to such a barbaric way of doing things. This has to come to an end.
Bryn Shander, East Haven, and Targos are making human sacrifices to Ariel, holding lotteries to determine who gets sacrificed on nights of the new moon.
This has to be put a stop to. First, we have to stop the murders, and then we've got to stop the sacrifices. Without a doubt.
I followed Torg for a 10-day as it moved from town to town. Quite the devious little enterprise, but that's not my concern. What struck me is how comfortable Suffolk Cultro looked in this weather. No coat, no scarf, no gloves. It was like the cold couldn't touch him. Kiss of the Frost Maiden, indeed.
What race was he?
I'm gonna say for now, I would say human.
So, a human just walking around in the cold. Like a white dragonborn or any kind of other potentially immune to cold type of race. Just a human, unaffected.
Yes. You know, I saw you sitting with some other people. Are you adventurers? What brings you to 10 towns?
We were all been brought to 10 towns for different reasons. We had linked up on the trek beforehand. We all had reasons, our own reasons to be here, but we figured traveling together through such treacherous terrain would be wise. And then the man over there, Kikri, I don't know if you're aware of him. I guess he's been here a couple of years. We ran into him, and he was able to get us this final leg here.
Okay. Well, well, well. Well then, you know, and as you're talking to her, you do notice that she is definitely appears to be very sharp-witted, but she's old.
Hmm.
She's actually pretty old. She looks a little bit frail. Just pointing that out. She does not look like a dwarf in her prime any longer.
She's like 400 and some years old.
Yeah, she's old. But you notice she does have a battle axe strapped to her back, and a hand axe on her belt, as well. Um, but she tells you, well then, as you can see, I'm not in any shape to go chasing after uh, anyone at this time. But you know, I'll pay you and your band 100 gold pieces each, um, to apprehend Suffolk Cultural, um, ascertain his guilt, and deal with him, preferably without involving the authorities. When the job is done, return to me to collect your money.
Wait a minute. Are you asking us to execute him without the authorities knowing? Or just bring him to the authorities afterwards?
Um, figure out if he's guilty and deal with him.
Hmm.
No,
How
I don't think
I
you're
do
gonna
have an
find.
important question.
I don't think you're gonna find much help in the authorities, especially not the ones that are already sacrificing their own town members.
So pretty much, we have very corrupt authorities in the 10 towns right now. In some of the cities, anyway.
I wouldn't say they're corrupt so much as I would say they're trying to get out from underneath perpetual winter, and their idea is to sacrifice human innocence or innocent humans.
Morally
Yeah,
bankrupt.
maybe that's the problem. Too many humans think they're innocent that aren't. Unfortunately. So, the Suffolk. Um, I think. I think I could talk the others into doing this, and I am willing to do it. Um, where should we meet up to keep in contact?
Well, I don't know where Torga's traveling right now, so you're going to need to find out where they're traveling first. I will be here. Um, Most of the townsfolk know me, so if you need to speak with me, um, you can find me in the inn most days.
Oh, so you're more of a retired individual.
I'm not able to go out and adventure like I was when I was younger.
Hmm. I find it surprising in many of the other cultures of the land that I've been around. It seems like dwarves usually stick to certain clans within themselves. Were you from one, or were you more of an independent adventurer?
I was a bounty hunter.
Ah, I guess that makes sense then.
Now I'm here in Icewind Dale. Days of bounty hunting have earned me some enemies up and down the Sword Coast, and Icewind Dale is a fine place to retire if it weren't for this infernal winter.
So, question: is there a bounty on the head of this murderer other than what you've offered me?
Not that I know of. As I said, the the council of speakers are just too bothered um, to even investigate the deaths. They're too busy trying to stop the never-ending winter.
Hmm, interesting. All right. Would you like to meet my friends?
Uh, sure, if you'd like.
Maybe they would feel a little more comfortable taking this job if they met you first.
By all means, invite them to share a drink with us.
Okay, I'll shoot an eye over to where the group was or we were, and catch their attention and give them like a hand signal to come on over and sit down.
What do you know? He actually did something.
Oomph.
I'll go over.
Anybody else?
Oh, is he motioning us over?
Yes.
Koga should go. Well, head over.
Kikri's being paid to keep an eye on them, so he's not going to leave a paying job.
Okay.
I'll look up and I'll be like, everybody, this is Clin Troldane. This is, and I'll point to him, Kikri. This is Kordesh. And this is Irsha.
Kikri, you've seen Lynn out and about before, um, especially in the tavern here, once in a while and such. So you vaguely know her as a passing how do you do.
I will nod and huddle up. Kikri is very short, barely over 5 feet, and is huddled up. He looks quite muscular under that cloak that he wears pulled around him, but he doesn't say much. He just nods, like, I see you. I know you're there.
Okay. She gives you a little head nod as well.
So,
Lynn, a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fancy this man, Hivalror?
I
Ugh.
fancy
I'll
him
look
to
in-
do a job for me. And
I
you
hold my
as well.
hand up to Irsha.
I'm sorry.
Kikri holds his hand out to Irsha.
Fine.
Fancy him to work for me.
what are you guys doing?
They made a
What's wrong with
bet.
you?
It's nothing.
What do you mean they made a bet? What bet?
It's nothing. So it's just a friendly wager. So what is this job, Flynn?
Well, as I was sharing with Merrick Higgleroar here, I've been doing a little investigating about the spree of murders that have been going on lately, and I think I know who's doing it. And since you know I don't adventure myself anymore, I want you guys to track him down and deal with the problem.
Offering 100 gold apiece for it.
Haven't the council found out who's committing these murders yet? Weren't they looking into that?
The council's not too concerned with who's committing the murders. They're more concerned with stopping the never-ending winter.
Well, I wouldn't expect them to understand that people can't control the weather. But they can control serial killers. Maybe they're putting their attention where it doesn't belong.
Often leaders do that. At least not good leaders do that.
But I mean, if you're going to catch Suffolk, you're going to have to find out where Torga Icefane's little traveling band is right now. I haven't tracked him for a few days, so I'm not sure which town or what path he's taken lately.
This
But,
band he's part of with Torga Icebane, what is their, what do they do again?
Torga. Oh. It's they're a traveling merchant company.
Ah, okay. Just between the 10 towns?
Yes. Torg does he does move around a lot. And I don't really know if Suffolk is acting alone or actually has the support of Torga Icevane. So I mean, I would say if you can dispose of Suffolk quietly and stuff, maybe that would be ideal.
Do we know this man is for sure guilty? Or are we assuming?
I've done some research. It seems it's he's the only suspect I have. I mean, he gets around. He's charming. He's good with a blade. And the victims
Or a
only
lot
came
of us.
from the towns that are sacrificing people.
Oh, how long have you been peeking at him through your drapes, Flynn?
Oh, while now. I mean, the murderer needs to be apprehended, and the council's just turning a blind eye to it.
Yes, indeed, and certainly, if somebody is going around killing people, they must be charming and well appointed and well liked.
True, and he is he is acting as a bodyguard for a traveling merchant. So, I mean,
I want.
And the murders in these towns have followed basically where this has gone, where
the murders are only
Torgo's gone.
coming. The murders are only happening in the 3 towns that are offering human sacrifices.
But you know for a fact that Suffolk was in these towns when the murders happened.
Let's see.
Because I mean, I find it hard to feel that he's guilty if you don't at least know he's been in the area of where the murders were.
I mean, I followed them for a 10-day as he moved from town to town.
And all the murders happened in the towns that he was at.
Yes.
Okay, well, that is a pretty good check against him right there. Okay, so obviously Torga's group is somewhere in the 10 towns. We want to mainly focus on the towns that allow sacrifices. So,
What are the 3 towns that allow sacrifices?
Bryn Shander, East Haven, and Targos.
So this town, the one well to the north of us, and Targos is also well to the north of us. So if they were traveling, Kikri will say, if they're traveling north, they're probably headed toward Bryn Shander, and that would be the first place that we would check is along that road. If this is what you wish, it's certainly and Kikri will look back at Hlyn and say, it's certainly dangerous to be sending outsiders to do 10 towns work.
Well, you are adventurers looking to make a name for yourself, are you not?
me more examining to see what this area needs and what it holds for my kind. And by the way, in case I didn't mention it, I am a half-elf.
Yeah, and Kikri looks and says, it holds snow up to your neck.
Maybe over my head, and I'll give him a wink.
So I'm gonna Kikri's gonna go back at I sincerely believe she's got more motivation going on here than just what she's letting on. She has very, very little evidence, and her evidence amounts to he's good looking as a reason why he's a serial killer.
And he can fight.
He can fight too, which describes 2/3 of the people in the 10 towns, and the other third are just more likely casualties.
Well, she did say that the killings were happening when Torgs was in the town, and that it was very it's very suspicious that he walks around without any sort of cold weather gear protecting him in the cold. Like, it just doesn't affect him at all. No coat, scarves, gloves, nothing.
Magic can do that, though. Somebody.
Magic can do it. Control bloodlines can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got facts. They're very, very loose and circumstantial, and I can't help but shake that she might have other reasons for wanting this man gone. So since she doesn't seem to be forthcoming with him with any of that, I'm going to look at her and say, Lynn,
Yes.
What else do you have against this man?
I have nothing against this man. Um,
And I'm gonna look at her like
I mean, do you want
Those
to
beady little bird
roll?
eyes.
I mean, do you want to roll your what charisma to see if you can determine? I forget what it's called. Not
Intimidation or
deception
deception.
to see if
Yeah.
you can see if she's hiding anything. You're certainly welcome to if you want.
insight.
Yes, that's what I meant. Insight.
Oh, insight see she's lying. Gotcha.
I truly think there's something else going on here that she's not letting on because it just doesn't seem right. Anyway, here it goes.
Oof.
It's a 9.
Um, you. I mean, you don't get the feeling that she's anything more than what she appears. She's a shield dwarf, um, just a veteran bounty hunter.
I always assumed that. I figured she had another reason besides this. Maybe he's a jilted lover, or he stole from her, or
That would be
something.
a weird combination, the jilted lover one.
I
Could I
mean,
do
older people need love too.
True.
Like charismatic, money grabbing young men.
Maybe she's a cougar.
I mean, if anyone else wants to
Give her an insight.
give her, yeah, see if you can sense any sort of deception or underlying stuff coming off of her, you are more than welcome to.
Uh,
I don't want to know about stuff coming off of her.
You'll probably get a very, very funny opportunity because I'm going to lean in about 8 inches away from her face and tilt my head sideways to look at her.
cool.
Okay.
Jesus, people, how am I the one?
Wow.
I love the fact how me and the half orc are both like,
I mean,
Seems legit.
I
Ursula,
think she's telling the truth.
you
Sounds good
get
to
the
me.
feeling she just actually seems concerned for the towns.
Okay.
She doesn't seem to have any sort of ulterior motive. From what you can tell, it seems like she just wants to stop a bad person.
Okay.
That's the impression I got too.
Kikri, you're being kind of weird.
Well, I'll look back at Hipporor and then turn back to Flynn and say, well, since you have my charges going off on a lark, Flynn, we will be back to collect the money that you owe them.
Okay. You might want to ask around a little bit to see if anyone knows where Torg is traveling at right now, because I do not know.
Who are the biggest buyers of goods from them? I mean, what do they trade in? Foods, clothes, weapons, all the above.
They um she'll tell you um well, just wood, whale oil, blankets, bottles of wine, cheap ale, um,
They're like a Dollar General of the medieval times.
vials of poison. Um, I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like Torg is perhaps running a shady traveling merchant area. I mean, buying anything from him is going to cost you twice as much as what it would is if you stopped at a normal
Wait, I
goods
thought it was
store.
Torga. Torga's not a
Torga
female.
Torga Icevein is the person
Mm-hmm.
who runs the traveling merchant. The traveling merchant's store is called Torg's, Torg.
Oh, okay. I was just curious because she said he, and I didn't know if it was a he or a
It's
she.
a she. Sorry, she.
It is a she. Okay,
Torga is a she.
okay. And Torga is human,
No.
orc.
No, Torga is a dwarf.
Oh, okay. Who is being bodyguarded by a human? Interesting.
Yes.
All right. Um, I seem to believe that she doesn't have a problem with Sefik. It is odd that a fellow female dwarf seems to pique her interest, though. I mean, sometimes dwarves have a tendency to keep a what's the word I'm looking for? Long, long, standoffs against each other if they've wronged one another. So you and Torga, you get along all right?
I don't really know Torga that much. I mean, I'm not used to associating with people of her character. I prefer to stay on the goodly side of things. People that cheat and swindle others out of money is not something I want to be a part of.
Okay, so when Hlyn says that, Kikri looks back at everybody and says, we really should be going and looking into this before he gets too far gone.
Sounds good. You know the area better than us.
Right, thank you, Lynn. You've been a peach.
Well, safe travels
next-
and good luck on your journey.
Hopefully, see you soon, Madam Trollbay.
Okay.
And as we step outside, I shift in the robe and I say, I don't really like taverns anyway. We need to find somebody who would have seen them coming in and out. Perhaps there is a a guard that patrols the road or watches the road from Bryn Shander.
Is there walls between this and Bryn Shander that they would have to pass through?
Well, you kind of pass through town. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say there's walls that he has to pass through. I mean, but depending on who you talk to, you might be able to find someone to like actually give you.
Well, I'm assuming I'm not from Roger, so I'll ask Kikri about this. This does work like most cities where guards watch people come in and out, right? Like merchants and so forth? Or do people just come and go as they please, and every once in a while a horde of orcs will come through and destroy half the town and then nobody cares?
Well,
I don't understand how this town works.
East Haven has some standing guards, but I can't say where they're patrolling. I don't keep an eye on such things.
Well, perhaps if you take us towards the road to the next city you suggested, we'll see some guards that may be patrolling the area.
That may be wise. Perhaps there's a shopkeeper along the road to the exit that might have seen a wagon from Torga, one of Torga's wagons passing through.
That would be fantastic.
So Kikri will walk them through the town with his awkward gait toward the road to Bryn Shander, the road to the north.
Okay. All right. You walk along the road for a little while. And yeah, you see a I wouldn't necessarily say so much a guard as you notice there's guards, but they're not really guards. They're more like a step up from militia.
Oh, okay. So they are technically they work for the city, but they're not a last resort work for the city. They just kind of they just work for the city in general, not super trained organized militia or super trained organized guards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the town's fairly small. There's only about 750 people in East
Well,
Haven.
they got a building for each one in this map. Holy crap. Let's see. Who's a good talker in this group, guys? This is not my field of expertise you've got me doing here.
I mean, anybody can be a good talker if you...
Well, I mean, my character is not a good...
Yeah, I got you.
Well, aren't all halflings known for being outgoing and friendly?
Yeah, that's what we call a stereotype.
Indeed.
Not really big on stereotypes. Yeah.
Indeed, much like some of the things you are throwing at Hillin in there. I'm just pointing it out.
True.
I think I don't know. I don't know who would be best. I just look around at everybody.
I guess I'll walk up to one of the militia.
I'll follow a little bit just to be curious.
I'll walk with Merrick.
I'll stay back and look at the sky for weather.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
All right.
I like watching people fail.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes. How can I help you?
I am new to the 10 Towns. You look like you might be some form of militia or guardsman of the area. And I just had some questions to help me out, learn how things work around here.
Okay. What sort of questions do you have?
Oh, well, like, what are you exactly? What kind of guard are you? Like, are there just a few people walking around town like you, or... And I saw a sign that said you can pickpocket. That I've never seen one of those before.
Well, you're in East Haven. We were founded by thieves, and we hold to their ways.
Like, are you gonna pickpocket me?
What's the point of you then?
Guard? Yeah. Well, what's going on here?
We're more to guard against the creatures of the tundra.
Ah, I see.
I mean, we've had some Duergar attacks lately, and you never know when a Remoraz is going to come up through the snow.
So, do you usually keep the comings and goings of like certain caravans? Because I've heard of a particular caravan who has a lot of items that I might be interested in buying. And I heard they're not in this town. And I thought maybe you saw them leave and saw what town they went to.
Are you talking about Torgs?
How did you
Yes.
know? They are so popular.
Uh,
I've got to see this caravan.
well, there's not too many traveling caravans, although I wouldn't call it a caravan. I mean, it's 3 sleds. It's not that much. Well, yeah, he left town a day and a half ago, but he was, I think, headed to Bryn Shander, but I mean, he doesn't stay long. She doesn't stay long in each town, so I don't exactly know where she is now.
Okay. Just, I guess I'll have to try Bryn Shander then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I will wander away.
Okay.
If my friends want to stay there, they can.
Ah.
It looks like snow, Higglelore.
Yeah, as long as I'm inside and it doesn't build up around me, I'll be all right.
I mean, if you'd like, there are definitely townsfolk out and about. You can spend a little time trying to talk to some townsfolk to see if you can figure out where Torga might have gone. If you can figure out exactly where she is.
Or we'll just find out when she's due back and we'll wait.
But that doesn't do anything to stop the murders, Higglelore.
Well, they got to come back around eventually this way.
I
So
mean,
we can confirm the murders are in the towns they're in.
Otherwise,
I'm
you
just
can
joking.
travel to a town and possibly hope that they would be there.
Yeah. Well, we could go with what the guard seems to think they're going to. I mean, that seems logical.
Well, we know that they go to like 3 towns, right?
Yeah,
And they don't stay in one town for too long.
exactly.
What
And a
if we
day and a
go-
half ago, they went to, what was it, Bridgeshire or something, right?
Brimstander.
Brimshander.
But if they left a day and a half ago, how long does it take to get from here to Brimstander if the conditions are good?
You would know the answer to that, not I, sir.
That's why I'm asking the DM.
Let me check one moment.
Smart.
Let's see. 7.5 hours to get to Bryn Shander from here.
If the conditions are good. And they left a day and a half ago.
They could already be gone.
And it's
They-
looking like snow.
No,
And
7.5 hours is assuming that you guys are on foot with the snow
They have
covered
sleds and stuff.
with the snow covered roads.
See? Told you I should have bought a little donkey.
I don't think it would have helped much.
So they're probably in Brimstander as we speak.
Probably.
More than likely, yes.
And it takes about how long to get there?
Hours.
7.5 hours. What about with our nifty snowshoes on?
7 hours.
Yay! But less likely to fall through the snow.
Correct. Yes. They're not easy to walk in. So, but if we're going to take the road, if we're trying to prevent a murder, we should probably get there as quickly as we can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always dark, so it doesn't really matter if we travel by a day or night, does it?
It's not always dark, but it is always like winter. So it's it's not like completely dark, but there is no sun.
You said there's no sun, so I'm assuming it's like at lightest, like day ends, kind of Somerset level lighting, no matter
Yeah.
what.
In ICEWIND Dale, we're so far north that during the winter you rarely see the sun, and but we haven't seen the sun for some time. For years. Normally that only goes for a month or so.
All right, well, I don't see a reason to spend money to stay out here. You seem to be able to get us from one place to another and know how to survive on the road, so I don't think we can stay in this town, do we?
You don't need to. This one is easy, though. You can do it yourself if you wanted. Just follow the road and don't leave it under any circumstances. But if you're still paying, I'll go with you. I would hate to see you eaten by a wild yeti.
Well, I was assuming you were getting paid for doing this with us. Were you not? That was the negotiation I made with her.
Who do you think has been paying me this time?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've been paying me. Remember?
I know, but I'm just saying.
Making sure you remember because I need to get paid.
I understand this, but I mean, we kind of need you, and we're not going to be able to make more money to pay you unless we do this job. So,
with the polite extension, the polite offer of extension of contract, I will humbly agree.
Is verbal fine with you, or do you need it in writing?
Oh, verbal agreements work in 10 towns. We're not that
Okay.
big. This isn't Waterdeep.
Okay, good. Not a big fan of Waterdeep.
Too many people.
Yeah,
And they're people.
they just run right into you. Don't even say sorry.
They say sorry in Waterdeep. Let's go.
All right. So you guys take off to head to Bryn Shander.
So I'm under. Let's see. If I were to guess, with the conditions being what they are right now, there probably aren't too many groups going from town to town, with the exception of those that are running caravans.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's not the safest. So as we're going, I'm going to keep an eye out looking for recent sled tracks to see if I want to keep an eye open to it, make sure they're not changing course, pulling over to the road, pulling off to a different spot, that sort of thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. So go ahead and roll some perception to see if you can see anything.
Oh, I'm the best perception.
I think she was talking, Kikri.
I'm trying. This is Arctic terrain, yes?
Yes.
It's a double my proficiency modifier for this.
Oh.
That is a long roll and still becomes a 7.
All right. You can see, tracks, but old tracks that look like they were made in the snow that's there, but you can't really tell exactly how old they are.
That's kind of frustrating, but I'll still see them on the road to Bryn Shander and sort of let them know what to expect.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So after about 7 hours of travel, you do have your snowshoes, so you actually didn't sneak in or sink into the snow. Is everyone wearing cold winter gear?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. So after about 7 hours of travel, you come upon Bryn Shander. This is a walled town perched atop a cold and lonely wind-lashed hill. Bright lanterns suspended over narrow streets twist in the wind and add flecks of color to the town's otherwise drab surroundings. The walls of the town are some 30 feet high and defined by 2 concentric rings of upright wooden poles, the gap between them filled with dirt and rubble. The outer ring of poles rises above the top of the wall, providing a rampart for defenders stationed on the wooden plank walkway. The wall's hinged gates are 15 feet tall, and closed.
Now this is a guarded town.
These walls, as long as they've stood, have never fallen. Even the great wizard Kessel himself couldn't defeat this town.
You mean the legend of Eckhart Kiesel
Yes.
in Crunchaban? That's an old wives' tale, isn't it?
Talk to people here, it's like they lived through it.
Odd.
Okay. So the gates are closed. What would you guys like to do?
Approach the gates.
All right. You approach the gates.
Is there anything that looks like you're supposed to knock on it, or a little eye-opening hole thing? Anything?
There's a person at the top.
Hail!
Whoa.
No, it looks like snow.
Who goes there?
I am Korgash, the Icebound. Me and my companions seek entrance to your city.
And where do you hail from?
We come from East Haven.
They come from the Sword Coast. Via East Haven. Their accents are different, their ways are unusual. But they're peaceful.
Okay. As the gate slowly creaks open.
You'll give an apologetic look to Korgash.
Korgash just grunts.
Alright. Takes a few moments, but the gates do open, and you're allowed entrance into Bryn Shander.
Is this town about as friendly as I remember it? Meaning they're not.
Huh?
Is this town about as friendly as Kikri remembers it? Meaning they're not friendly at all?
They're not overly friendly. No, the town is very drab and bleak, honestly. There's a few places of note that Kikri would know about in the town. There is a smithy shop called the Black Iron Blades. There's a shrine to the god of the sun called House of Morning Lord.
Well, they're not doing their job.
There's a tavern called the North Look. Yeah, there's not a ton of things there. There's some stables. Of course, the town hall that's in every town. And there's a council hall as well. So yeah.
If we can find where Torga has gone, maybe somebody has seen them.
Yeah, it is possible. So yeah, you guys are coming probably from the southwest into town. So you'll be entering from the southwest gate, right by where the stables are. And what would you like to do while you're in town?
I do not see a southwest gate. There it is. I see where it is. I'm going to call up to the guy who's letting us in, first off. And I'm going to say, is Torga's in town right now? We would like to look at their wares.
I don't know if they're still in town. I man the south gate. They could have left through the north or east gate. You would have to ask around town to see if they're still around.
Where do they usually set up their wares at?
It varies depending on what they're doing. They move throughout town.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
It's a super big help. Kodiak says
Here,
sarcastically.
people around here it seem like they've lost faith in each other. Towns are so different in themselves. I mean, look at this one. I think our fairy little princess here, elf lady, would have loved to live in the last town. Somehow I don't think she feels at home here.
There's one reason and one reason only that people live inside Bryn Shander.
Walls?
Yes.
They serve their purpose.
Makes sense. Solid defense.
They're great at keeping the evils out, but they're terrible at keeping the cold out. And they don't produce any food. And a wall just as easily can become a prison as it can be a fortification.
This is true. I imagine they have to deal with getting snowed in at time to time.
This would be the perfect place to serve out my penance.
What are you talking? Penance?
It's nothing. Let's move on.
Oh, okay.
All right, where are you guys headed?
Center of town looks like it has a nice little open area where they might be. I don't know.
Didn't you say there was a tavern? I'm sure our friend can talk to more people there.
All right, now mind you, it is getting to be late afternoon. And by late afternoon, I would say it's probably 5 or 6 o'clock at night.
So early evening.
Yes, late afternoon, early evening.
Oh,
Good deal.
man, I gotta eat.
You on fifth breakfast or something?
You just ate an hour ago.
I was snacking. Totally different. Totally different. Look at me. I'm bare skin and bones. I only weigh 42 pounds. Get off my case.
So one of the more popular inns. My friend Irsha wants to go there. I'd like to point her in the direction of one that might meet her expectations.
Okay. And which one is that?
I don't know, and if I don't know, then I'm just going to ask people as we walk, because they're super friendly here.
Okay, so well, let's see. Just because you are a 10-towner, the Northlook Inn and Tavern is the most frequented place in Bryn Shander by mercenaries and adventurers. It is also the most dangerous place to stay. But you also know that the tap room is the best spot in all of 10 towns to get leads on profitable ventures along with the latest news and rumors.
So
Let's
take
go there.
Yeah, that sounds like the place.
Yeah, I'm not going to get paid well if they get murdered here. So let's look at the other place that sounds less dangerous but more likely to yield helpful information.
Yeah, and we got a delicate elf with us, so we wouldn't want her to get hurt.
You're not going to get paid at all if you get murdered here.
All right, so you're going to head to another inn or another tavern, not that one?
The main tavern. You said there was one that's also it's a good place to ask about business ventures and everything.
No, that is the Northlook.
Oh, it's Murder Tavern. Okay.
Yeah, Murder Tavern's the place to go.
Okay, so I'm going to just say, well, I have to apologize, but we're going to have to go to Murder Tavern.
I'm just going to look at him blankly and go, it's called Murder Tavern.
It should be called Murder Tavern. The good news about Bryn Shander is they don't have a law on peace knotting. So just have your weapons handy. You should be fine.
My weapons are always handy.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'm assuming you guys are talking as you're walking through town.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As you're walking through town, you get to come on, mouse. About here. You see where I'm pinging on the map?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you get to about there, and you see let's see here. So you see you see what looks like it could be Torg's merchant thing, but it looks like everything is being packed up into crates, and the dogs that pull her sleds are being put into kennels, and it looks like it's being shut down for the night. What you see is a small dwarf. Let's see here. Let me see if it has a better description of her.
Ours, they're small when you're 6'8".
I was going to say small by dwarf standards or small by like elf and orc standards.
Definitely tall by my standards.
I mean, she's a dwarf. She's a dwarf. It doesn't really have much information on her about what she looks like or anything. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Put her over there. See if I can find a token for her. Let's see. Oh, gotta spell it right.
Spelling, it's a thing.
Spelling is hard.
Nope, it does not give you a picture of her. So you don't get a picture of her, but yeah, she's a little shield or a shield dwarf. You also see there. You see a well-built man with an olive complexion, dark hair pulled back in a ponytail, no facial or body hair. He's wearing a stylish vest with matching boots and pants, similar to those worn by mariners of the Sword Coast. He is not wearing any armor or cold weather gear, and he doesn't appear to be armed. You also see 4 other humans around that appear to be helping pack up the crates and kennel the dogs.
I'll excitedly run towards them.
You'll
I'll be like,
excitedly run towards them.
and I'll be like, is this Torgs? Is this Torgs? Is this Torgs?
Yes.
Acting like a foolish, excited halfling.
Yes. However, we're closed for the evening.
I've heard so much about you, though. I've just arrived in the 10 towns. Will you be here tomorrow?
I will.
Oh, okay. In the same spot?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I'll see you bright and early in the morning.
Okay. Sure. We'll see you in the morning.
Hey, by the way, I'm new to this town. Is there any good inns to stay at?
You can stay at the North Look. I mean, I
Is
guess.
that where most of the merchants stay? Is it safe there?
Um,
Murder Tavern. It's Murder Tavern.
I know it is. That's what I'm asking.
uh, I mean, safe enough, I guess.
Oh, so that's where you stay.
Um, why do you want to know where I stay?
Well, because you guys have money and you must stay at the safest place.
Um, I think you best be on your way. And
I'm
as
But
you're
here's my
talking,
money.
as you're
Take my
talking,
money.
as you're talking to this dwarf, you do see that man in his 30s kind of step up. Um, I don't know if you exactly get a menacing feeling from him or not, but something that does strike you as you watch him step up, as he has um, ice blue eyes. Ice blue eyes. They they
What
they
pretty
look
eyes you
they look
have.
like a frozen lake almost.
Is he muscular in any form that's standing out? You said he's dressed like a sailor. Can you
Uh,
see his arms, chest, anything?
you he's not foppish. He's just a um. If you, I don't know, if you zoom in on your map, you can see I've put a token on the table.
Yeah, I see.
That is what he looks like.
Okay, so he is well covered. I was under the impression he had more skin hanging out
I mean,
because the way they talked about him.
he's not well covered. He's just
Whoops.
he's wearing regular clothes. I mean, he's not wearing any sort of cold weather gear at all. Anybody else wearing these clothes would have been like noticeably shivering and shaking. I mean, he's wearing regular everyday clothes for the most part.
Okay. Wow. And he's human, so what's he, about 6 foot tall?
Um, hmm. I'm not sure how tall he is. Did somebody
That's
just
fine.
drop off?
Oh, look, I've got to look up to him anyway because I'm rather short. Wow, look at you. Wow, you work for him too, huh? Man, those eyes are neat. They're almost oh, I don't know, like 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 ice daggers. You got like ice dagger eyes. Like if a dagger were made
Subtle.
out of ice and stuck into somebody, that's the kind of eyes you got.
I have a really big smile on my face because this is hysterical.
I wish I had bet you on whether or not this guy would go out with me. Because I got 10 gold off of you for this one.
Oh,
Here you go, guys. Check your handouts.
Oh, so he does have a weapon.
No, he's not wearing a weapon. But
That
that's
looks like a weapon.
that's your handout.
Looks like an ice sword.
It does look like a nice sword.
it sure does.
Oh, look,
Guilty.
his muscly forearms are hanging out.
I was gonna say, but look at those arms. He's not even cold.
Look at those muscly arms. I'll reach for his forearm and see if he lets me touch him.
Korgash will, at that point,
No.
reach out and try to grab the halfling,
Okay.
and kind of pull him back.
I just wanted to see if he was cold.
I apologize for my associate. He gets a little overexcited sometimes.
Wow. You're really cool. We're going to be good friends. I can tell.
Are you saying that to Korgash or to the blue-eyed guy?
What's your name? What's your name, blue guy?
Oh dear.
He is starting to get almost visibly
Annoyed.
Annoyed. Yeah. Visibly annoyed.
You know what? I make that face too. I'm a really nice guy, but when I get angry, oh, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. But I can tell you're getting a little upset. So if you just tell me your name, then I can leave you alone.
Why do you want to know my name, boy?
I don't know because I'm trying to be friendly. You're not very friendly. I thought we were going to be good friends. Sapphic.
Eric, you're being creepy. That's
Wait,
what
did
you're
you just say his name without...
Yes, I did. I said we were going to be good friends, Sapphic.
Oh, Merrick, you are being so creepy. It is amazing.
Oh, I forgot. He didn't know I was an oracle, so I could tell his name anyway. Silly me.
I think you best be on your way now, boy.
Good. I'll see you bright and early in the morning.
Oh, Merrick.
Have a nice night.
Funny
Stay
little man.
warm. It's cold.
Um, guys, I need a potty break.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
I'll take one too.
Yep, we might as well do it at once.
Pause for the cause.
Okay, I am back.
I am as well.
The bird's back.
Okay. All right, is Korgash back?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
All right. So you all are back. You listen to Merrick there dealing with Sefik. What is your? What are you guys gonna do now?
I'm trying to get Merrick away from Sefik.
I was going to say, have we left that area yet?
You can pull Merrick away if he lets you.
I will apologize. I am so very sorry. Don't mind him. He doesn't get out much. You know, the crazy eyes and stuff, and we'll try to guide him away.
Okay, I will let them guide me away, and I'm going to look up at Korgash. I'm going to say, now let's see who follows us.
Oh no, I'm going to crouch down to halfling level.
Okay.
Awkward enough as it is, and I'm going to say, "Are you trying to get stabbed through the heart with ice daggers?"
No,
Because
he'll come
that's
for
how you
me.
get
We'll have to come for him. We'll know if he's the guilty one if he comes after me.
No,
I'm not afraid of him.
you're brilliant, but let's just hope it's not the sort of brilliance that gets us killed.
Oh, I won't let that happen.
Well, good, because otherwise I'm not going to get paid.
This is true.
Trust me, I'll make sure I'll die before anybody else. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Nobody's dying on my watch.
But like in character, but not saying it out loud, my Kikri thinks that the halfling was brilliant there. That was incredibly well played. Because if we're trying to prevent murders, then we did a good job because we are now murder target number one.
I was going to say, yeah, we're just totally.
We won't have to hunt for that.
One of us is anyway.
Well, that's why I made sure it was me. That's the way my guy is.
Okay. All right. So where are you guys gonna go?
Murder Tavern. That's where they're going to look for us. It's Murder Tavern.
Yep, that's where he told me to go.
All right. You're gonna go up to the Murder Tavern then.
Murder
Yep.
Tavern.
Because he said for me to go there, so he'll think I probably went there.
Okay. All right. Everybody, go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
I'm great at that. With my -1. Oh, there we go.
Who's great
Hey,
at
look
what?
at that. I have a +3, and you rolled higher than I did.
This is not related to the terrain in any way?
No.
I'm still chuckling too hard to myself about our
Oh,
little run-in. I mean,
Okay.
did you just call me little? Was that a joke about my height?
maybe. I mean, yes.
You barely come up to my knee, little one.
All right.
That's the perfect height to break it.
I don't like how that does that, but oh well. All right. Okay. So you make it to Murder Tavern.
Murder Tavern.
Burger Tavern.
Murder Tavern.
or the
What's her
North
name?
Look, actually, is really called.
Pierre's up. I'm there singing a song
What's
called
that?
Murder
Bates
Tavern on
Hotel?
stage.
Bates Hotel?
I'm sorry.
Or the Bates Hotel?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Bates Hotel.
yeah. Bates in.
Okay.
Why is
All
it
right.
called Bates? They're not by any river.
Okay. All right. So you get into the North Look. Um, it is definitely rowdy when you get in there. Most definitely rowdy. Um, and you see a human behind the bar, a couple of barmaids and everything. Um, yeah, there's a couple open tables.
Okay.
Want to go ahead and get something to eat? I'll set up a room for us.
Oh, why, thank you.
Where are the tables located at? Like, what positions are they in?
Do we have a bar to look at a map maybe?
There's not a bar map, unfortunately. They didn't include one of the
Well, I mean, if you
tavern.
have a generic one or anything.
I'm looking. I don't see it. They didn't actually give you a bar. They didn't actually give a map for this one. So yeah, I can't even. It's too late for me to try to upload one from another one, too.
Okay, that's fine.
You get in there and the tables against the walls have all been taken. Um,
I wonder why.
there's a couple of tables actually open in the middle of the room.
Ha, the self in the room. Here we go.
Kodash absolutely hates that idea.
Okay.
I'll
He's
climb
going
on
to,
top of the table and I'll wave, trying to get one of the waitresses' attention.
So he will see if we can find an unoccupied space in the back of the building.
Um, you get some shady looks as you walk towards the back wall. But you can prop yourself up against a spot against the back wall, but you're not made to feel very welcome.
That's something new to Korgash.
Okay. Um, yeah. So you can find a spot against a wall that you can lean up against or something. There's no actual open table areas back here, though.
And he's making sure that he got full line of sight on every entrance and exit to the building. Like that so you can see all the doors. Like, like a door going into the kitchen area, the entrance that they came in at.
It's impossible to get line of sight on every exit and entrance to the building, but you can get line of sight on most of them.
That works.
Okay. Meanwhile, Merrick's trying to snag down a barmaid, and Kikri, who are you going to secure a room?
I would go to the bar.
Okay. You head up onto the bar. You're greeted by Scaramox. Scramsacks. Scramsacks. Sorry. Scramsacks. What can I do for you this evening?
My companions and I need a private room.
Okay. A private room for the night, or how long are you staying?
Well, it could be longer than a night if you know what I'm saying, right? Ha ha haba
Do you have any lubricating oils?
He just does the rock eyebrow as he's looking at you.
You just got the people's eyebrow.
Yep.
Oh,
He tells you the price. I'd have to look it up. I don't honestly know how much it is to stay in an inn. But he tells you the price for the evening and tells you he does have a few rooms left.
I'll take one. We like to sleep snuggle.
Okay. Well, I'm not one to judge.
Good. You're invited.
All right. So you secure your lodgings for the evening. Ursha, what are you doing during all of this? Kikri has moved off to the bar to talk to the barkeep. Korgash found himself a spot in the back of the room to lean against the wall. And Merrick is. Are you actually standing on the table, Merrick?
Yeah, trying to wave down a waitress.
And Merrick is standing on a table in the middle of a room trying to wave down a barkeep.
I'll just sit at that table where Merrick's waving his hands around. This could be fun.
Okay. A barmaid comes over for you and hisses at you to get off the table.
Oh,
Um,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just kind of short, and I didn't think you'd see me. And I'll like sit in a chair, like a little kid in an oversized chair, scooch up close to the table, and be like, me and my friend, the elf here, we're hungry. I think she. What do you eat?
What do you mean, what do I eat? Food, naturally.
Well, I mean, like dandelions or like asparagus, or there's a lot of kind of food. Or do you like buffalo,
Buffalo's good.
or maybe around here, I don't know, whale meat? I don't know what they have.
Well, we got a fresh grilled knucklehead trout uh on the menu this evening. Or wild boar.
Oh, wild boar.
Trout, please.
You should try the boar, but I'll take the boar. You can have some of mine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Wonderful.
And anything to drink with that?
Yes, 2 ales, please, and whatever she's having.
Ale is fine.
So 3 ales, a boar, and a trout.
Yes, please.
What are the sides with the boar?
It comes with some fried potatoes and gravy.
Oh, okay. Could you put my gravy on the side?
My, aren't we a picky one?
Mm-hmm. He doesn't get
Food
out.
is to be enjoyed. So why would I, not have it the way I like it?
Whatever.
Besides, I don't. It's kind of gross if she's done her potatoes like with my gravy while it's on my plate, and I know she'll want to try the gravy.
She gonna spit in your food.
Do you come walking over saying that, Kikri?
It's all good. I want to kiss her anyway, so it's just like kissing her.
Okay, she turns with a flounce and heads off to put your order in with the kitchen. All right.
I will come back to the table and pull up a seat and say, so you get stabbed yet?
Waiting to be
Not
killed, waiting to be killed.
Keep talking. I'm sure you can make it happen.
Yeah,
The more he talks, the closer he gets.
I mean, at this point, I figure out the people in the bar might just like give him the key to our room or something. I'm trying here.
Well, I've already got the room for us, but no key.
Oh, well, you might want to board that up.
Okay. All right. So, you are sitting at the table, and as you're sitting at the table, you hear from the next table over. You hear a couple of people talking about East Haven.
Mm-hmm.
You overhear them talking about an evil wizard. Um, and how they caught him.
And they're probably going to burn him. Because isn't that the village we just left? Where there's savages and they burn people?
Listen to this story a little bit more.
I'm sorry?
Can we listen to the story a little bit more? Is there more to the story than
Yeah. You if you intently try to listen a little bit more, you hear these two fellas talking about how the town militia plans to burn the wizard at the stake. And one of them said they heard that the captain of the guard is looking for adventurers to help on another task that may or may not be related to that.
Hmm.
And this is
the
from
guard of Bridgechander?
I'm sorry?
The guard of Bridgechander or the captain of the guard of East Haven?
East Haven.
No, is East Haven the one we just left?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Odd.
Okay. After a little while, your food gets back. There's a lovely piece of seared boar, still pink in the middle, with some pan-fried potatoes. But the gravy is on top of it. And then you
humanity.
Ursha, you get yourself some knucklehead trout. It looks like they're actually trout fillets. The bones have been removed from the trout. And there's some pan-fried potatoes to go with that as well.
Okay.
No gravy on yours, though.
Fabulous.
I'm gonna tear a little piece of the meat off, like a nice little piece.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna reach over and try to set it on Arisha's plate and snag like a piece of her fish off of it to try it.
You'll get a funny look, but I'm not going to stop you.
Is the fish any good?
Yeah, it's seasoned well. Perfect doneness. It's pretty tasty.
Then I'm gonna pick up mine and just take a big bite out of it. Is mine any good?
It's pretty good. It's got a bit of a gamey taste to it. The meat's a little bit tough, but if you've ever had wild boar before, you know that happens. But it's got good flavor. As you have juices running down your chin now and gravy on your fingers.
Hey, try mine too. It's pretty good. Yours is good, but it's stuck on my tongue. I hate it when you get stuff stuck in your teeth. Mine is really good. Take another big bite to get into it.
Okay. So yeah, Kikri, you see Korgat or Merrick there eating very uncivilized, talking with food in his mouth and almost choking on it.
I just say, well, I'm happy you're enjoying your escape to the frigid north. Your fish looks a little overcooked, though.
Slightly.
Her fish is delicious. People, you're too picky.
I'll raise one gloved hand.
Okay. Takes about a minute for the barmaid to get over to you.
Can I please have a knucklehead trout tartare?
I'm sorry.
She's ordering sushi.
A knucklehead. What exactly is a knucklehead trout tartare?
Well, just bring me the meat and don't bother cooking it.
So you just want some fish. You don't want to cook it.
Yeah, you do understand me.
Oh, you're a strange bird, you are. Um,
Oh,
Little
how
bit.
true.
Whoa.
do
Hey,
you
watch
actually
it
do you
now.
look like a bird?
Yes, he
I'm
does.
I'm super covered up. No, I intentionally look like a really tall dwarf. I'm as wide as I am tall. My face is scarfed up. I'm
Okay.
wearing gloves. Like I'm really trying to
So
cover my
you
appearance.
you don't look like a bird.
I'm awkward, but I don't look like a bird. I
Okay.
just look like massive cold weather clothing.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna be like, my, what a strange bird you are. I'll go back and see if the cook has any raw fish. Um, she disappears, comes back about 5 minutes later, and yeah, it's raw fish. Fillets again. They've been deboned. They keep they don't leave the bones in at all. But yeah, she comes back with two raw fillets on a plate and some pan fried potatoes.
Delightful. Okay, I'll say thank you. I'm going to take this to go, and I'll pick up the plate. And is there anything on the table that catches my eye?
Such as, what do you mean catches your eye? I'm sorry?
Is it shiny?
Um, I mean, the cutlery's kind of shiny.
Cool. So I pick up the plate and I grab my cutlery and I look at the table, and then Irsha's cutlery catches my eye. So I take her cutlery too, and then I leave to go up to our room.
Oh, hey, wait. Don't forget mine.
The top of the stairs,
You're
and then I just start awkwardly making my way up the stairs to the private rooms. I didn't take her plate. I just took her silverware.
Kikri, you can have my silverware. I don't mind.
I walked off without it. Hers was shinier. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean Kikri. I mean
Ursha.
Ursha. I'll be like, you can have mine. I don't need it.
Clearly. Thank
No,
you.
then I'll grab some potatoes with gravy and everything in my hand and start eating it. And I'm like, this would have been so much easier if I could have just dipped it.
Hmm.
By the way, I do take my gloves off before I'm not
Okay.
a savage.
And Korgash, what are you doing?
Sleeping, maybe?
Forgetting he needs to touch to talk?
No, forgetting it, and he needs to stop. That he needs to unmute his mic when he's not eating chips.
Ah.
Korgash will sit. He's leaning against that back wall. Keep an eye on the entrances as best he can. When a waitress will pop by him, he'll flag one over if he can
Okay.
to get to get a wild boar, because even he needs to eat.
Okay.
But otherwise, he pays more attention to the entrance ways than to anybody else.
Alright.
He's also keeping an eye on his companions, because as much as he can, he wants to protect them because he travels with them.
All right.
They become
So
friends
with
as
you
much
in
as he can have friends.
in the back of the tavern, you happen to hear a couple of adventurers talking. They had just come from the town of Goodmead. Um, and they're talking about how the town speaker was recently killed by a 9 foot tall giant. Rumor has it the giant stole a shipment of honeymead, without which a handful of taverns in the 10 towns might go dry.
Oh.
All right. A short while passes.
I'm gonna try to have a conversation with Irsha while I'm eating
Okay.
at the same time.
Okay. So, yeah, you have a very rude table guest that is talking with his mouth full, trying to eat and speak with you at the same time, Ursha.
Yeah. Yeah. Might as well get used to it. I think we'll be around for a while.
So do a lot of elves like eat fish? Is that a thing?
Do a lot of halflings ask rude questions?
I don't know. I'm personally quite inquisitive. I don't know if you've noticed.
No, I would never have noticed.
Yes, I'm a very inquisitive individual.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I've been told.
Korgash, roll your perception for me, please.
Absolutely.
Okay. Ba, 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 ba.
There's some great perception rolls for you, Korgash.
I know.
For having a -1.
Yeah, he's going to town.
For having no wisdom.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I would say about a hour passes pretty uneventfully. Could be about time for you guys to be heading to bed, or are you guys going to continue to sit down here drinking and talking, or what are you doing?
Korgash will probably stay for about maybe another hour before retiring.
When I'm done eating, I want to eyeball the room to see if I see any of the people that were around Suffolk, because you said we saw other people as well.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me. Korgash,
All right.
roll 2 more perception checks for me, please.
Oh, mine's not going to find anything. I got a +3, and look at Korgresh rolling hatches and shit.
Oh, are we looking at stuff around the room?
There we go. That's more like it.
Yeah, you're looking at stuff around the room.
Cool.
How come I'm the only one that can't roll a 1 and I'm a halfling? What the hell?
This is my normal rolling. What are you talking about?
You
this
should
is
play
normal.
halflings. Just play halflings.
There you go. That's better.
All right, so Korgash, you're coming up at about a half hour, and as you're looking around the room, you notice Suffolk actually going out a back door.
All right. Are any of my other party members like in the area, or still downstairs?
They're still downstairs at the table, except for Kikri, who is went upstairs.
With their silverware.
Shine.
Shiny.
Shiny.
I keep thinking of, what was that show? The one with the mice in the field. Ooh, a sparkly.
Okay. But he appears to be kind of sneaking around.
Okay, I will. I'll be at Merrick.
Well,
Nod my head toward the back door and then head that way.
okay. Make sure to have my shield on my arm. Rapier's course
Bring the elf.
where I can get it. Oh, I'll grab her sleeve pull while I'm walking. I'm not very strong, so I can't force her to come with me, but she'll know I'm tugging on her.
Did you pay for your dinner?
No! Throw 2 silver pieces down. Come on!
I'll follow. Because why not? This could be fun.
So nobody's going to go back and get Kikri.
It's okay. Just let it go.
We are in the realm of
See this?
no.
See, I
Okay.
told you this is why you carry a bunch of silver pieces.
All right. So you notice Merrick going out the back door, and you notice him slinking off um, where I'm pinging. As he goes out the back door, he goes that way and cuts between those two houses there.
I'm sorry, I didn't see the pinging. I was deducting money from my sheet.
Yep, right in there.
Where? I don't. I must not have it on my screen.
Top
There's the north
left.
gate.
It's up by the north look beans, top of by the north gate.
Oh, okay. Could you ping again? Or are you? Okay, I see it. Okay.
What building is?
I'm sorry, I was zoomed in because I was looking at his face.
Uh,
What building is? Can you ping that for me, please?
I'm sorry.
What building is the inn?
This one.
Okay, so he didn't get very far.
All right.
No, he's he appears to be very stealthily moving.
I can do that too.
So can I.
All right.
I can make the attempt.
So are you guys going to try to follow him?
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right. Go ahead and make Groove stealth checks for me.
All right.
Shit. Sorry. Come on. I'm too entranced by his head. Crap, man.
Rogue is tripping all over the place.
Okay.
Jeez.
All
The
right.
rogue's slipping all over the place. Meanwhile, the 6'8" half orc might as well not even be there.
And the guy that's the most obnoxious person in the party is like, staying pretty quiet.
Okay. Wow.
How can I roll 2 ones?
Kikri, are you following on foot or are you?
No, that's the thing. When I went back up to the room, first thing I did was I ate. Okay,
Uh-huh.
because eating is absurd. I can't do it in polite company because I'm a bird, and if you've ever seen a bird eat, they can't chew. They just have to sort of throw their throat back and just swallow the whole thing whole.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
Mhm.
So I don't do that in public. I took the food up to my room, and I'm like, okay, now I've eaten. Life is good. How about I get on top of the inn and watch for anybody coming around? So I've been up there just sort of scouting everything out.
Okay.
And when I saw him slink out the back and continue, I began following him. So I'm a guy. That's why I rolled with advantage on my
Alright.
stealth.
Yeah, so your stealth doesn't go in with the group stealth checks because you're not necessarily with the group on the ground. And so, unfortunately, between Merrick and Ursha, they're just not quiet enough to go unnoticed. So Suffolk actually turns around and is like, "Who's there?"
I am.
She's my darling, and I'm going to grab her hand like we're holding hands.
You're gonna get a fist to the face. Keep touching me.
You again. What are you doing? Are you following me?
On the contrary, I wanted private time with my lady friend. Why are you spying on us, you pervert?
And what about your other friend there beside you?
Well, he's a pervert. We already.
I'm their bodyguard.
Pervert. Regard.
No. Why are you spying on me?
What?
Why are you
were
sneaking
spying on me.
around?
Are we going to have a problem here? Are you going to cause a scene?
I
Hush.
think maybe you're causing a scene.
I'm not causing a scene. Maybe you're causing a scene.
Um.
And he'll shake his head back and forth, making fun of him while he does it.
Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Did you ask him why he was sneaking around?
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
Um.
Very upfront about it. Like I said, Kagax was very blunt.
Hmm. Hmm. Um. He'll say he's off to do the Frost Maiden's work.
Which is what?
Mm,
You know there's been murders in these towns lately, right?
For
Shouldn't be up
the Frost Maiden.
for the Frost Maiden.
yes, I know
Are
that.
you saying you've been doing the murdering?
What if I have?
Well,
Then
I'm
we're gonna have a
here.
problem.
Do you think the Frost Maiden wants me gone?
Um,
I mean, if you keep causing trouble, why wouldn't she?
true. I don't know what. Oh, okay, I see. Um, well, I mean, only if your name is called for the lottery.
Really? So, has there been a name called for out of game for the lottery in this town that we know of?
Well, the few people have been killed in the town already for the Frost Maiden in the lottery. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, hang on.
So,
Gwen, the dogs are barking. I think Gwen's at the door.
all right.
Sorry, Gwen's key wasn't working when she tried to get in the door.
Ah, no worries.
Okay. Um. Oh, let's see. Oh, so he was saying, what of it if he was committing murder?
Well, I wasn't aware that there was a lottery going on. Who is? I thought the executions were public.
Okay, out of game, Hlyn told you that they were doing lotteries for the people they were sacrificing to the Frost Maiden.
Well, yeah,
And
because
then she thought that the three people that had been murdered might have been somebody trying to escape the lottery.
Oh, okay, okay. So, are you looking for somebody that wasn't in the lottery?
No. I'm looking for somebody who was
Oh,
in the lottery. But,
and was chose, huh?
they're paying off low level officials. If they're chosen to be sacrificed, they must be sacrificed.
I seem to disagree with that. I think we don't see eye to eye staggery eye.
you don't see eye to eye with many people.
No, I don't. He's kind of tall. Yeah. Hey, by the way, do you have a ring or something? How do you stay so warm?
Um, well, I was born on the holiday of midwinter, and Frostbane's blessing protects me from the cold.
Ah, so did she nurture you and take care of you so you do her bidding?
Uh, uh, what is going on here? What I mean, what are you going to let me go? What are you doing?
Well, I'm not going to let you kill somebody unless it's me. You see, I got this thing where I don't like murderers.
Okay, so
Call it a flaw in my way of being, but I just don't like it when people go around murdering people for all the wrong reasons.
okay. Uh,
Dagger Man.
uh all right. So then what? I don't see any guards around.
Of course, because you wouldn't just murder people like a murderer if there were guards around, would you, murderer?
You like that word a lot, don't you? I mean, I'm not murdering them. Their names were chosen in the lottery. The Frost
Yeah,
Maiden demands a sacrifice.
a lottery that's ridiculous because the Ice Maiden needs to be dealt with, not bent a knee to.
The Frost Maiden.
Who cares about her? She needs to die. That's the only thing that'll lift the curse on the 10 towns.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative at that one.
And yet I save another life from by giving my own. Uh,
Oh, initiative.
We need tokens to add it, though.
Oh yeah, you guys got.
oh yeah, yeah,
Let's
that'd help.
pull your tokens over for you. You guys can pull your own tokens too, I believe, but I gotcha. One. Holy cow. Two. Korgash your tokens. Big. Kikri. There you go.
My token's beautiful. I like my token.
Your token is
He looks
pretty.
so wow like.
Where is initiative? There.
Up by your name, under your armor class, there's an initiative button there. Ah, you found it.
Oh, hey, it's not a 1.
Okay. All right.
There are high initiatives out there. Look at all those things.
Yeah, those are some really high initiatives.
I'm going last with a 17.16.
Okay. So, Kikri, when Merrick basically said fuck the Frost Maiden, to let's see. Okay. A sword appears in Cephic's hands. Yeah. It is a long sword made of ice that appears in his hands. And you
All right.
go.
Oh, and I get to go?
Yep, you're first on the initiative list.
So I'm going to swoop down on him. This is probably the first time. No, so this is certainly the first time my friends have actually seen me flying,
Okay.
or perhaps even without my scarf on my face. I'm going to swoop down on him at a ridiculously quick rate of speed, and I'm going to stab him with a spear.
Okay. All right.
Right. 11.
That will miss.
All right. But I'm going to land behind him, and I'm going to say, "Really though, the Frost Maiden, she's kind of like a cat. If you keep feeding her, she's never going to leave."
Okay. Go ahead and put your token where you're going to land. Should be able to move your token. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure I land so that he doesn't have a clear way to get out of the alley.
Okay. All right. And it is his turn. Let's see. He is going to reach out and attack. Well, wait. Is that where you are, Merrick? I thought you were closer to him.
I wanted to be closer to him, but you just put me there.
Oh, well, you can move your own token.
Well, Jesse's token's kind of where I thought I'd be.
Okay. Well, I'll move Jesse's token back because I
There
thought
we
you were
go.
there. All right.
Okay.
So he's going to reach out and attack you.
Okay.
Does an 8 hit?
No.
Okay.
And I will laugh at him.
After he attacks you, you will see a silvery mist appear as he disappears and reappears there. And
Okay.
Korgash, your turn.
Neat trick, coward. And I'll go up and I'll attack him twice
Okay.
with my 2 long swords.
Alrighty.
An 18
That will definitely hit.
for 8
Okay.
and a 17
Will hit for 9.
for 9.
So you have long swords?
Yep.
So you reach out and slash with your long swords, cutting into him. All right, Ursha.
All right. Well, since our funny little friend started a fight, uh, 12.
Will hit.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
And why do you have 2 damages listed there?
One is supposed to be a sneak attack, and I don't know why it didn't.
You should have went around to the other side of him to get advantage.
Yeah.
Well, it's the right sneak attack damage.
You just ignore the first damage like I do when I roll on Fargo.
Yeah.
So it's just 3 damage with the rapier then?
Plus 3. 10 regular damage, 3 comes from the sneak attack.
Okay.
So 13.
So it'd be 10 damage.
So
Yeah.
Ursha reaches out and attacks him with her rapier and does 10 points of damage to him. Anything else, Ursha?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, Merrick.
She did 13. It's the 10 is from the rapier and the 3 is her 1d6 sneak attack.
But she doesn't have a sneak attack on him.
If she has a friend engaged with him in
Oh.
melee combat, she gets her sneak attack bonus
Okay.
damage.
And I am going to rage.
Okay.
Get right here. And I don't have to worry about my rage
Barbarian.
yet. And we're gonna use a little rapier action ourselves. Yes, I'm a barbarian with rapier. Don't make fun of me. Do I have advantage?
Yes.
Huh, that's horrible.
Okay.
I'm assuming that missed.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. I was trying to look up something else. Yes, that missed. Okay, Kikri.
All right, so I'm going to take to the air. And I'm going to quietly sail loft over it. And as I fly over him, I'm going to pew, 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 pew some arrows down upon him.
Okay. Pew, 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 some arrows.
Not with that kind of roll, though.
Nope. All All right. He is going. Ooh. Now he's surrounded by 4 people.
Surrounding him. I'm really not blocking his way. I'm up in the air.
Okay. Um, he's actually gonna go after Merrick again, just because Merrick said that the Frost Maiden was bad.
That's good. That's what I
Um,
want.
Does a 12 hit?
No.
All right. Um, and once again, a silvery mist is going to appear. And he will pop up 30 feet away from you.
Well, sucks to be him because I can move 30 feet. I'll
Okay.
move back up to him. Why are you running, coward? Have you no honor? A 14?
Will hit. And that does 4 points of damage to him.
And an 18.
Will hit for another 4 points of damage as you slash at him a few times. All right. Ursha.
I am not gonna chase after him at this point. I am going to take out my short bow and fire at him.
Okay. That will hit for sure with 11 points of damage. All right. Merrick.
This guy's tough.
Yes, he is.
We've dealt a ton of damage to him.
All right. Still raging. Raging like a Cajun.
Okay.
Rapier again.
All right.
Advantage again because whoop. Why is that not? Oh, because I'm hitting in the wrong spot. Advantage again because my friend. That. And a 23 for 9 points of damage.
Will hit. All right, Kikri.
Stay up high enough. He's not going to be able to sneak off very easily. And I'm just going to rain arrows down on him as I fly around.
Okay. Ah, 9 points of damage as you rain arrows down upon his head. I'm really curious how a bird can shoot a bow.
Very carefully.
You're flying around with wings and you're shooting a bow.
I can only imagine I would have to wheel and it would get pretty awkward.
Yeah, I can only imagine that's just weird. Yeah, I'm not even sure how that works, but if it lets you, it lets you. All right, his turn once again to strike out at Higgleroar.
Keep them coming. This is
You're
what
gonna
I
say
do.
it when it actually hits you.
I don't care.
Does a 14 hit?
No.
Fudge. And 30 points again. Or 30 feet again. He will move. Okay. Korgash.
30 feet up.
All right.
I'll continue to insult him about having no honor
Okay.
for being a coward. Well, does the 11 hit him?
No, the 11 did not hit him, but the 14 did. And he drops to the ground.
Is he dead or unconscious?
Appears to be dead.
Ugh. Didn't mean to kill him.
Does he have that sword on him?
No, when he dropped, the sword disappeared.
Is there an icicle around hanging off a building?
If you look hard enough, sure, you can find an icicle.
Cordash, could you reach up and break that off for me?
Clink.
Could you stick that in his heart?
Why?
Yeah. Let the rich
All right.
people still think they can't pay off people. Why the heck not? The real killer's gone now anyway.
Okay.
Besides, they won't be looking for us now.
Do we know that? Do we know he was the real killer?
No.
I think we do.
Okay.
He said he was going to go off to kill people.
He basically told you he killed them.
Yeah, he basically admitted it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Do it.
I mean, oh, here, just give it to me. Will you hand me the icicle?
I don't know, Will.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm wearing gloves, so it's like I'm going to leave fake fingerprints. Stick it right in his heart, and basically say out loud, "There's one for you, Frost Maiden. Good luck."
Okay. And what? Now remember, Lynn asked for proof.
Taking his eyes.
Yes, those dagger eyes.
Okay. All right. You're gonna peck out his eyes then, there, Kikri.
It is everything I could do to resist eating them, though, as I'm taking them.
Wait,
Well-
do you have the spoon? Just use a spoon. Dig them out with a spoon.
No, he's not going to ruin a shiny.
All right. So at this point, guys, you noticed that your companion there was flying, and now he is standing at the head of Sefric and appears to be down, pecking his eyes out.
Yeah, I'm carving them out with my claw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Useful. You're full of surprises, buddy.
Can't go anywhere if you have feathers.
How do you keep them from freezing together out here?
Frequent pruning. Don't get wet.
Ah,
And wrapping up doesn't hurt too much either. Do you think these eyes will be sufficient proof?
I have never seen eyes like that in my whole life, so I would imagine so.
I tell
Not
you,
to mention the 10 towns.
I don't think they're going to go bad.
Yep. Plus, everybody will know that he was killed in the 10 towns
So you're
with an icicle through his chest, which we could tell her that's how he was finished. So she'll know.
So you're leaving his body.
No, we're getting rid of the body.
Oh, why wouldn't you leave it for people to
Leave the body. Yeah. Let them think that this is still going on. Who cares?
You want these people to live in terror of a murderer?
A little bit of, as long as nobody's getting killed, it's fine.
There are two people that are going to know something about his murder. There are going to be people who are going to assume that he was killed by whoever the serial killer is. And then there's going to be people who know he was doing the murder who are going to be terrified because there are forces stronger than him.
Exactly.
Okay.
Kodex just grunts. Ugh.
All right. Are you guys going to head back to the North Look for the night and rest up before you go back to East Haven, or are you going right back to East Haven?
I think we're going to have to rest in this wilderness.
I think that would probably be a good idea.
Probably.
I'll pull my cloak back around me and pull the hood really low over my face.
All right.
Hmm.
So
Everybody wipe your blood off.
you guys head back to the tavern, go up to your room, rest for the evening. And are you doing anything before you leave Bryn Chandler?
Nope.
Before we
By the
left,
way-
I wanted to loot the body. Was there any way we could have looted the body?
Yeah, you can loot the body. Let's see. He has nothing on him.
All right.
Especially since we took his eyeballs.
Yeah.
We can go back to the wagon the next day. Since we said we were going to.
Yeah, we should go. It'll be fun.
So you're going to go back to Torx in the morning?
Oh, yes, of course. After our hearty meal.
All right. So you have your hearty meal. You go back to Torg's in the morning. So she has her stuff open now. They're displayed in crates with small canopies to keep the snow off of them. Let's see here. So let's see what she has. She has cut wood, flint and tinder, flasks of whale oil, blankets, furs, rations, bottles of wine, casks of cheap ale, medicine, and vials of poison.
Medicine. Define medicine.
It just says medicine. So what are you looking for?
He wants poison. We came all this way. We came all this way for poison.
Yeah.
Seriously, everything you've got here, we could get cheaper somewhere else. But you've got poison, and we want poison.
Okay, and how much poison did you want?
How much kills a halfling? And I scowled down at the halfling.
Oh, I would say about that much. I'm pointing at it.
We'd like that much.
And I'll make sure if it's marked, it's expensive.
Let's see how much poison is in fifth ed. Okay. Well. Okay. It doesn't say how much it costs for a vial of poison.
It's in the player's handbook, I think.
Ah, here we go. Okay. And what kind of poison are you wanting?
I'm going to point out the most expensive one I can see.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see here. Let's see. Well, she's got one that's 3,000 gold.
It seems affordable.
And then she has one that's 300 gold. There's a couple of them that are 400 gold, and then a 12,000 or 1,200 gold.
Anything under 1,000 probably will only give me the runs.
Why is it so expensive to poison a halfling?
He's not that big.
I know, but he can drink.
I mean, it just depends on what kind of poison you want. I mean, to kill him, this one would work. And she holds up the $3,000 one. He looks pretty small. I think this should work.
I could use my hands for less than that.
You just have the big guy kill me. You wouldn't charge you that much.
But you see the big one coming. Take advantage of poison. You never see it coming. And I look back at the woman.
Are you gonna? Obviously, you're not gonna buy any poison, but
Not funny, we have.
no. I didn't realize how much poison costs until I actually looked it up.
Well, it's super expensive unless you collect it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. Icy Eyes isn't here. He said he was going to be here.
I'm sorry, your boyfriend isn't here.
Oh, he seemed to like me so much.
Well, thank you for not selling us poison.
If you're not gonna buy anything, move on so real people can buy stuff.
Gotcha. We'll let suckers come by.
And we'll keep going. We can head back to.
All right. So you head back onto East Haven, and you meet up at the tavern again, and Hiln is there.
Guess what we did, Madam Helen?
Okay, chill for a little bit. Maybe go sit in her booth and relax and quietly talk to her. You're going to get us all in trouble.
I'm calm. Job is done.
Okay. All right. There you go. So you guys head on over to the White Lady Inn. Okay. So Hiln's there. And okay, what are Beans? You were bragging almost.
No, I'm going to say to her more quietly, but I'm going to sit down at the table and be like, guess what we did?
What did you do?
We verified your facts.
Really?
Yep, he admitted to it. I'm going to keep my voice down while we're talking.
He admitted to it. Suffolk just told you he was killing people.
Basically, I annoyed him to the point of him being frustrated and admitting it to me, yes.
And why was he killing people?
Because they were paying people off when their name was pulled in the drawing.
And do you have proof of his death?
Oh.
We have his eyes.
At least one of them.
Did you eat the other one?
No. But no.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe in the future planning on it?
And I'll hand over the small velvet pouch with them inside.
Okay. All right. She does something underneath the table with her hands. But when she puts her hands back above the table, she's got small pouches with 100 gold in it for each of you.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
I've got a question for you, Helm, and maybe you know this better than I do. You live in this town. Mm-hmm. Why are they doing a lottery? Why do they think killing people will make winter go away? It's been 2 years.
They're making sacrifices to the Frost Maiden in the hopes that the sacrifice will appease her.
How many are enough? Because they've already killed. And I just start counting on my mittened fingers. More than I have fingers.
I don't know. I can't speak for the townspeople.
Who oversees this lottery?
They get sacrificed on nights of the new moon.
Who oversees this lottery?
Um,
Suffolk.
the
Captain of the guard?
the council or the council. Bless you.
The
Thank you.
town's chosen leadership.
I'm looking to see if it actually says.
It would almost have to be the council.
Okay, so
It's
the
public, you know,
practice of making sacrifices started a little over a year ago when it became clear that Oril was angry and summer would not be returning anytime soon. The town speakers have unanimously agreed to honor these practices, which they consider necessary evils, but would end them in a heartbeat if Oril were to be appeased or dealt with in some other way. The nature of the sacrifices varies from town to town, but usually takes one of three forms. Humanoid. They hold lotteries in the afternoon before the new moon. And the person whose name is drawn is sacrificed. Food for the smaller towns. They give up their food. They string that up on wooden racks a mile outside of town. And then warmth. Towns that can't bring themselves to give up their food or people forsake warmth for a night. No fires are lit between dusk and dawn, forcing locals to share body heat for warmth. Anyone who dares to light a fire is savagely beaten. So, yeah. So it's been going on for about a month, so I would say, or for about a year. So 12 people have been sacrificed in each town.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
For what, 2 years?
Towns. No, for a year.
And so no murders for a year wasn't working. So they've murdered for a year, which also isn't working, but they're not giving that up because villagers are dumb.
People are a person is smart, people are stupid.
And I thought there was something evil inside of me. I got nothing on this town.
All right.
At least when we were paying off Umberly, we just dropped her some coin and it was all right. I mean, she didn't expect us to throw people overboard.
Well, perhaps, if you're here long enough, maybe you can figure out what to do with Oril.
Maybe.
Well, not capitulating to evil is usually a good start.
Hey, I got a question for you. Mm-hmm. Have you heard rumors of a mage in this town?
A mage?
Evil mage, big fire.
Oh, yeah. They're going to do a bonfire of the wizard.
Make sure they don't do it on the new moon. It'll piss Oral off.
So, where are they keeping this wizard?
I don't know.
I bet the captain of the guard will know.
Maybe. Let's see. I don't know. Let me see if I can find that one.
So he's not a part of the lottery. They're just going to kill him because he's a magic user.
Let me go back and find that. Let's see. Aha.
What if I told you they really don't like magic users around here?
Apparently. You can cast a spell, run for your life.
Okay.
So it goes back to a Carcassel. Funny story about him. He was an evil wizard.
I've heard
it didn't turn out well.
There in that story. There's a little halfling called Regis.
The wizard was evil. He killed some adventurers. That's why they're
Ah,
burning him.
oh, okay.
Sounds like a good start.
Yeah, I don't
Awful.
know about the burning and all, but whatever. Yeah, keeps them warm, I guess.
All right, guys.
How do they prove his guilt?
I believe he killed some adventurers that were in a party. Some of the others captured him and brought him in for justice.
Oh, interesting. Okay, just curious.
All right, guys. I think we're at a stopping point for the night. It is 12:30.